Three dragon hunters flee from failure. Their plans overturned by God. Fallowfell won, and their lands burn. Yet before them opens a new path, shining bright with hope. For this, dear friends, is Dragonguard. Huddle to decide the fate of the universe.
Okay, so I know Scratch is very much in favor of kicking the shit out of Lasser. He is not in favor of Hayato's plan because losing his world means being stuck in this one, and so far it has severely underperformed. Very underwhelming. The meat doesn't taste like meat. The milk isn't creamy enough.
The milk is skim, by the way.
Right, yes. It's basically, he's like, what is this white water?
It's basically water.
He's like, what is this? He has yet to see a single tree. As far as he knows, this is all this world is, because he has not seen anything else. So, like, the idea of staying here forever is just, like, no, he wants to get back home. And also, he's got a bone to pick with Lasser for screwing him over. So, he's like, let's go. So I guess that would be option C?
Well, so I'm curious. It's just like, if we go back, what can we do against a purported god?
I mean, I guess we would have to. I mean, we would have to ask.
It would be like that episode of South Park where they like bring in the super weapon for WoW. And
we need the sword of 1,000 truths.
We're in with the gods now, you know. They can give us some special stuff, and
that's true. They give us a flash drive.
They give us like some Yep. They give us a buff, and we go take on a god.
That is true. I mean, we would probably just have to ask the Men in Black about, like, you know, like if we all collectively decide to go back and fight him, we can say like, all right, this is what we're doing. How do we do that? And can you guys make us a thing to go after him, since you guys know about him more than we do? So
I want an automation.
That's if we all agree that we want to do the South Park strategy, I guess.
Nomsooni does not care.
What is Nomsooni? What are her motivations right now?
There's nothing here, so
you got lady.
The lady's been mean.
Yeah, she's been mean.
I mean, has that been a factor for everything else? She's mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Barphus? What's he feeling?
Barphus is of the idea of self-preservation.
But doesn't care about the world?
So he'd rather nuke. So he's kind of he'd be okay with nuking the world.
He did throw down his Dragonguard gear pretty quickly.
I mean, he did, yeah. Sure, he in a way, he made that decision once.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, all right, well.
If anything, this is, I guess in a way, this is a less guilty way of doing it.
Yeah, just to unplug everything.
Yeah, which I guess would be either option.
Welcome to the nihilist corner.
I guess you would just be deciding, do you want the world to be rebuilt, or do you just want it destroyed permanently? Because you're going to be fine either way. Like, physically, you're not going to die, so.
I know.
It's an interesting conundrum. I mean, you get what you want. You just want to know if do you even care if the world gets remade or not, or are you on a Hayato like, nah, never again?
Yeah, like honestly, the world getting rebuilt wouldn't have any effect on me.
So you gotta go.
Could we be gods way, really? Too? Oh, another option.
Can we apply for a job here?
Pretty much.
Can we be I don't know what their job titles are.
Director of shit.
Can the song "Power" be playing right now with Kanye West?
No.
Okay.
No. Nothing.
Just
no Kanye West
Oh,
allowed
no.
whatsoever.
Seems like it'd be an appropriate
Yeah.
song.
No, Kanye West is totally banned.
And then it like slowly pans away.
I do have a second variation of the reboot plan that might be more to your satisfaction. I realize that there are some downsides to staying here.
Does it transform
says
the
Paula.
Does it transform the entire campaign into the TV show reboot?
No, I don't know what that means.
Oh, I didn't say that. Scratch would have no idea what that
we could essentially put you in a kind of stasis and put you into the next cycle. We might even be able to save a couple individuals dear to you. If that's something that you are interested in. You could be there from the very beginning of the cycle, or you could be injected 1,000 years into the cycle. Really, it's up to you. Just as another option.
Do we get any perks?
Can we do we have to go as we are, or can you make us, like, can I get rid of this pesky curse? Or
Think bigger, Scratch.
I'm just throwing examples. Like, can you edit us, basically?
Can we have 3 wishes?
Can we wish for more wishes?
Well, actually, says Jean, we could
I knew it.
inject you directly into... We could inject you directly back into the program. We keep a backup of the program, and we have a rough idea of where you were.
There's a backup us.
What is a backup?
A copy,
What's a
I
copy?
guess. A shadowy reflection of what you are.
Are you saying there's two of our worlds?
But shadowy, Scratch is fine.
And in a sense...
They can create and destroy us, so apparently they have multiple copies. None of this makes any goddamn sense. God's damn sense.
Doesn't make any damn sense.
Oh, sass.
Now is not the time for jokes.
If you're willing, we could send you back into your own cycle and monitor to see if you're able to eliminate the anomaly.
Can we make our own companions? Nomsooni says, like, sheepishly.
Well,
Now she's
we'd be able
interested.
to give you about 3 wishes apiece, so I suppose yes.
Wait, why
I
only
wish for
3? You
infinite
guys
wishes.
can. Wait, why can you only give us?
Nomsooni is big horny.
Yeah,
energy.
wait, why can you only give us 3? You guys can make anything. Why?
Are you
Why do we
are
have
you familiar with chewing gum?
No.
What is
Are you
gum?
familiar with rubber
Yeah.
or toffee?
Are we familiar
We
with
don't
Yeah.
know.
Rubber exists, probably. Right?
that? Well, but are we
How
familiar
about
with
string
Probably. I don't
cheese?
see why it wouldn't be.
What is stringed cheese?
Okay, you know how you
We.
okay,
you
you know
said
how you
toffee
take
before.
a string and you pull it really
And you
tight,
cheese it, obviously.
and then you just keep pulling it tighter and tighter and
Why
tighter
would we
and tighter
torture
until it
cheese?
snaps.
I've never pulled a string that hard. No, so I'm
Why
not
would we do
familiar.
I
that
have.
to
I'm a
cheese?
cat. I've pulled a lot of strings.
Well, it's like that. You can only have a certain amount of power at a certain frequency, otherwise you'll start imploding your little universe.
Well, it sounds like
What is
it's
a-
pretty
what is a
fragile
frequency?
anyway, so...
Okay, so all right, so
It's fragile enough that they can just destroy it on a whim.
yeah.
just to recap, you've kind of given us 2 new options where you say you can remake the world and we can go to the new world, which honestly sounds like the most ideal in terms of like avoiding blame, because we're just
And we get 3 wishes!
because we're going to like a new world, but we get to be there
You could
potentially at
wish
the beginning.
You could wish for Sniffback.
I could.
Alright,
We
I
could be
have-
kings if we wanted to, because we could be there from the
I have-
beginning and make ourselves the leaders.
So here's the thing. Even though we're major characters in our own story, people don't really know that we're responsible.
Yeah, but word travels.
Like no, like dude.
I
does
mean,
it?
the people in Vern knew what we were doing. I mean, we told the whole resistance that was there, like, hey, we're gonna go to the capital, or
Yeah, but
like,
no one knows that
ultimately,
we, would have changed the fate of the world. I mean, we're just, pretty much
Well, I
three
mean, they knew
losers who
that-
suck at our jobs.
Well, I mean, they knew we were going after
We're just
Fallowfell,
shitty dragons guard.
and Fallow.
Yeah, and we could have just failed, and who could blame us? Pursuing.
Yeah,
and
we're,
I
dying?
mean,
we're dead
like,
at the
literally-
Citadel,
I mean,
pretty
like,
much.
literally,
some, I
who
mean,
could
some
blame
people
the-
would
who
blame
could
us,
blame
in
us?
terms of like, hey, they were supposed to stop this thing because that's
Like
literally their
Chuck.
job, and they did not do that.
So we'll just have to make sure Chuck
Yeah,
is
and that's-
taken care of.
Some people are. We also
First
straight
wish,
up ditched.
eliminate
if you
Chuck.
Yeah, if you remember,
Just
we also
kidding.
straight
Just
up.
kidding.
Waste your wishes.
Yeah. Plus, if you remember, we also straight up ditched Vern because we left without telling them. We
You
said that we were
remind
going to
us
help
all
them.
the time. We know.
Yeah, again, I agreed with the going to Vern and sticking with what we said we were gonna do, and we straight up did not do that thing. So yeah, there'll probably be some salty feelings about that. So I mean, in times of crisis, everyone's always trying to find out who to blame for a thing. Like, why did this happen? And I
But
think
if
that's a
we
pretty
made-
fair finger to
We
point.
have
It's like,
wishes, so we could wish that knowledge out of everyone's brains.
I mean,
I
weren't
mean, you
just the-
could, because you're the only one who cares. So
I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, isn't that just the same thing of like, why waste a wish erasing people's minds when you can just remake the world in general, and then that we get that for free, and so we can still have, so
yep,
we
come
can
over
just
to
do
this side, Scratch.
I'm just saying, I'm not joining either side. I'm just weighing every option of like we could just remake the world,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously no blame.
With
And
wishes.
then if we want, they said we could cherry pick people that from the old world that we wanted, which honestly I don't know anyone I would want. Like, have we
Yeah,
formed
like,
any
there's
meaningful
nothing
relationships with anyone?
No, we actually did not.
Yeah, like who are we fond of in particular? Maybe, I mean, Nomsooni, outside of anyone you want to sleep with, like we didn't really make friends. We made more enemies, really, than friends. And most people tolerated us. So,
Mhm. So let's leave the old world behind. Create wishes.
if we, I don't know if this is clear, if you said this, Jack, but if we go the remake world, do we still have to deal with Erevan? Or was that a solution of like, hey, we're going to restart this and then hope he doesn't pop up? Was that the general?
Yeah, they said it would take about 3
Yeah.
months to remove all of that
So, like,
stuff. But also, like he's hardcore agent smithing it.
Like, there's 100 of them. Like, at this point, there's 100 of them, and we're going to have
Well,
to...
also,
Well,
you're
I'm-
pretty
well,
unclear
I'm-
as to the timeline of this world upon which this other world is dependent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So we haven't a goddamn
by the-
clue. 3 months in this world is
like a
like
jillion.
literally an eternity in in the world that we
Yeah,
just
like,
came
by the
from.
time we go back, it's going to be like the final fight in Matrix Revolutions. Like, just
I mean,
Erevan Lasser's
Three-
everywhere, and
to-
it's raining.
To be clear, again, every day is 500 days. So 3 months
That's
is roughly, maybe 150 years.
that's a long time.
It is a long time. I'm just saying it's not an eternity.
I mean, it's a generation. It's a
150
generation.
years is like an eternity.
A full generation. Or two.
That's like 2 generations.
Yeah, that's enough time for Erevan.
If generations were real, it would be
That's
2.
enough. That's a lot of time if Erevan Lasser left unchecked can just screw around. Like I said, like it could be like Matrix 3 at the end. We go back and everything's in ruin. It's raining, and there's just a gazillion of him. Potentially, I'm just saying. So,
In one of these options, we get
So,
wishes.
wait, we don't. Do we not get wishes in
No.
the remake the world one? We can't get wishes for
And
that
the
too?
other ones, we have to do work or die.
I mean, in
so-
remake the world, we don't have to do work because we just pretty much just get to exist because nothing. If we go to the world at the beginning, which if you say beginning, does that mean there's no humanity yet? Like, are we like the only people and there's like no intelligent life? Is it that kind of beginning, or is it more like the dawn of general civilization? I guess. I mean, I guess we don't have to specify that now unless we pick it.
They gave you the option to be in stasis until whatever time period you'd like,
Okay, so we can be like
assuming
we can be like
assuming the
beginning.
planet lives that long.
Oh, yeah. I say so we'll be like Kingdom Hearts 2 and little pod, outgrowing our clothes, and man, we have a lot of options here. I don't know. It's so much power for us. Like I said, kicking Kanye West.
I know. That's why this is almost the entirety of the session.
No one man should have. You see how long it takes for us to make inconsequential decisions.
I know. This is an earth-shattering decision.
Yeah, this could change the course of history. Okay, it sounds like we're definitely not doing Hayato's plan. Can we cross that off the table?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just...
What, you don't want to live in Demon World?
Nah.
I mean, we kind of ran away from that kind of thing.
Now I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, like, what's going on? I guess we have to see, like, if we step outside, will their world be on fire too? We haven't or something. I guess we won't know unless we choose to stay.
Or ask.
I guess we could ask.
Can you guys turn on the TV or something?
Yeah.
You got pictures on your... Can you, like, put your phone on, like, news channel or something? Is it like an active crisis right now, or is it something you're trying to prevent? Okay, let's... I guess, do you want to answer real quick? All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah,
questions.
ask about the demon thing.
The one known as the large one, Hayato.
Yeah.
What are these demons that you spoke of before?
We call them kaiju.
Oh man, we stepped in it now. I didn't expect that.
I did not expect that either.
He gives you a wry smile. You want to see him?
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you have one. You have one
well,
here.
Today can't get any
What's a
stranger.
I don't want to lose
What's a
our
kaiju?
wishes.
I mean, that's not a wish to
What?
see it. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna pull up a picture or something.
Show us these kaiju.
All right. He walks over into the obsidian bubble.
Oh, I guess it's one way to...
And flickering to life on the surface of the glass, you see this wasteland devastated by craters of various sizes, and there are broken pieces of machinery and long silver-barreled emplacements that have stopped working or are smoldering. Hayato turns around to the three of you. This is currently, let's see, he looks around and kind of the view changes as he begins sweeping his head around. This is Frontier Outpost 32. And if you will notice, and the camera swings around 180 degrees, there is a shin just rising up into the sky of a large claw grasping the earth. Then suddenly a second claw comes down closer to the camera. Currently we're holding the line out there, but again, if we scrapped this project, we might be able to push them back a little bit farther.
Well, Scratch, this seems like your kind of challenge.
I thought you guys said you didn't have dragons.
These aren't dragons.
This is doom.
Suddenly, you see a gigantic robotic fist come out from off of the viewfinder and crash into the giant kaiju, knocking it backwards, and it falls backwards, and you can suddenly see all of it as it's falling, and it's much more humanoid in shape. It's not really a dragon per se. It has tiny, useless, deformed wings on its back, a strange, almost trunk-like protuberance where its mouth might be, and just a single colossal eye that takes up most of its head. The next thing you see, a gigantic mechanical human-looking robot strides into view and puts its knee down on this creature's chest, and a gout of flame comes up from one of its arms, and it just begins repeatedly punching this creature's face until it's a massive bloody crater.
What the... Was that like a...
Well
like...
well fought, Metal
just
Man.
Just when we thought we didn't have any more questions. What was that? It's like a metal man?
Those would be our rangers, Catman.
What? They're gigantic.
Well, they have to be to fight those.
You fight with those things? do you talk to it? What race is that creature?
It looks like a big suit of armor. It must be.
Essentially, you're correct.
What?
Snap.
Barphus lets out a hearty laugh. Okay, so that damn it, that changes things. We could stay and be in Pacific Rim world. That might be cool. Damn it. You have to like rehuddle now. We're like, we gotta talk about this. Okay, so Hayoto's plan just became a little bit more appealing. He could destroy our bullshit world and we could stay in this world.
our bullshit world.
I mean, it basically is at this point because it's on fire. I mean, this world is too, but we could.
To clarify, one kingdom was on fire.
I mean,
when
the
we
rest
last
of
left.
it's going to be on fire. Without us, that place is going to fall apart. We're the only thing keeping that world together.
And it's going to be dominated by dragons since they did a systemic
I mean,
strike.
The capital couldn't stop them. Who else could stop them? Chuck?
I don't know. Maybe some of the other
Ooh,
kingdoms.
spin-off!
The Adventures of Chuck. This is the first episode. Where the are those Dragonguard? He said they'd be here.
OMG.
We can't do the strike without them. They said they'd be here.
The end.
Yeah, and then Vern gets burned to the ground. All right. Well, I'm assuming that. I mean, even if someone else could stop them, they are not. They have a nuclear missile flying around right now. They are not, and the world is not a good place to live right now. All right. So options: we could wipe all that out, never have to worry about it again, and then we could get in giant mech suits and fight those things. And you still have magic stuff, so we could use magic in the mechs.
Oh.
Could we?
I mean, why not? You have magic and we have mechs.
That's the name of the series, by the way.
Magic and mechs. It's like the new
Magic
Dungeons
and
and
Mechs.
Dragons. I would play that
instead
spell.
instead of Dungeons and Dragons, Magic and Mechs.
That sounds like it should be our like knockoff tabletop. Can we crowdfund that? Magic.
Probably.
Magic and Mechs 1E.
It's the Into the Breach sequel. So we could do Magic and Mechs. We could go back as everything is, I guess, and deal with Erevan. We could restart the world from scratch and never have to deal with any of the dragon crap and maybe encounter Erevan if the restart doesn't work and he's still like a ghost in the machine lurking around, and he would be the main villain, I guess. We could deal with him. And we get wishes too.
Okay, I have a question I would like to pose.
Okay.
Since we're reaching the end of our campaign, this decision is going to, I guess, do the fate, like outline the fate of how we're going to proceed.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do with that?
Well, once again, one option.
I know we wanted to include other
Yeah,
people.
we can.
into our
That's why I
campaign.
asked about new companions. We can make them.
Cough.
Drink some water, honey. It sounds like you have something in your throat.
She's got
want
choices in her throat.
How did those get there?
We've had so many. It's like, why can't I hold all of these decisions?
Yeah, why can't I hold all these limes?
We could wish for more limes if we wanted to. If we go with the one choice that involves a genie. Is that what the gene stands for? Gene? No. Okay.
Gene E.
All right. Is anyone... So I think Scratch, he still very much wants to get vengeance on I almost called him Aragorn. Erevan.
Yeah, on fellow, on Erevan and probably Fallowfell too.
Yeah,
in the
but
process.
more
Wish for Scratch
on
back
the
to
God guy,
life.
because he I mean, I'm not dead.
Sniff.
I
think she meant
Sniff. Sorry.
Or
Sorry.
Sniff. Yeah, no, don't worry.
No.
Sniff got snuffed.
Bad
Yeah.
pun.
Like, yeah, like I could, so like if we could go back and fight him, and then we get wishes, I guess, too. So we could be powered up. We could be Super Saiyans or something.
How
Can we
about
wish for a mech? What if we asked, like,
Be
can
really
you give us one of
confusing, but
those
yes.
in our world, and we can punch. I mean, they can do. It's their video game
Their
thing. They can
video
develop that. I mean, it's basically what it is.
Assassin's
This is basically
Creed.
Westworld.
Kind of.
I don't know.
all right. I have another question. Could we feasibly, if we were to get sent back to the world as we know it now, would it be feasible to stop Irvin Lasser?
Jean kind of thinks about it for a second. I think yes. I think you could do it, especially knowing what you know now. If we got the backup and made that the main version, we could try and get you as close as possible to the time preceding the incident, and then from there, you would have to do two things. You would have to murder yourselves, and then you would have to go to where you first encountered Erevan, and then
Back
you would
to
be
the
able
Ottoman
to.
chamber.
You'd be able to.
How does that even sound like an option,
engage him.
guys?
Oh,
Murdering ourselves?
No, I mean, no,
obviously
I mean,
we'd
like,
have
I was
duplicates,
saying that
so
in
we'd
character.
we would have to kill them.
like, are you saying that? Are you saying that as like that's disgusting? How can we choose that? Or like that sounds too good to be true? That's not. It's too good. Like that's not even a choice. Let's do it. Like what? What inflection are you?
Okay, Nomsooni doesn't want to murder herself.
It's okay. I'll murder you. You can murder me. How about that?
Aw, thanks, Scratch.
We don't have to
point,
murder ourselves. We can
doesn't
just
sound like-
fight each other. We can fight. I'll fight. I'll fight
doesn't-
clone.
But then the
Barf-
last person.
No, like we
will be
could trade
stuck.
off. Like you fight clone Barphus. I'll fight clone you. You fight clone me. So it's not as weird. If anything, it might let off some
would be-
steam. You know.
I mean, yeah, I'd be down to murder Scratch.
Good to
All
know.
right, thank you for framing
I'm
that.
just-
Wouldn't we all?
You guys just gang up on the
We're gonna have
Scratch
to fight
clone.
over who it's getting.
I'm like fighting your
Scratch
other
is
two
like, what
clones.
the
I'm like,
hell?
hey, can you guys help? And you guys are just beating the crap out of my clone. All right. Okay, so yeah, we can beat Ervin Lasser, and we have to murder ourselves. And again, all right. Oh, actually,
One of you would have to use one of your wishes to, essentially, lock him down,
Like-
in that area where you engage him.
I just wish for him to not be able to escape.
I
Yes.
wish him to die. There,
Okay,
done.
That's fair. Can we, if we were to go back, would we be able to contact you directly still, or would we won't be able to talk to you again? Can we still interact with you, basically?
If you go back, it's more than likely that you will never see us again.
Will we remember?
Sounds like a one-way trip.
But you won't even try to help us through this. You're just leaving it up to us.
We can't interfere too much in the system, otherwise it defeats the entire point of having the system.
I mean, you kind of already have. You literally pulled us out of it. That's a pretty big interference, but okay. Okay. You guys, we could wish for mech suits in the medieval world. I'm just saying.
And bitches.
We could.
Well,
Wait, how?
Well, the problem with that is that we would have no way to maintain.
I mean,
them.
that's what the other wishes are for. We'll figure it out.
I want a mech suit
Self-
and a mech mechanic.
self-maintaining- Yeah, self-maintaining.
Yeah, we can. You're thinking too small, Barphus. You gotta cover your bases. Like, I want a self-maintaining mech suit, and then what if we rode up on the Capitol in mech suits and we just beat the crap out of the dragon? Much better than the way we got there originally. So, and also, since you, I don't know if you haven't said this, but if we're accessing a backup of the world, like how I'm thinking of it as like a video game, like how many save states back is it? Like, are we accessing an old save from like before we went to sleep in time advance? Like, or like we're going like, this is an old auto save when we were still in Vern.
I'm going to answer this as if you phrased it as like a in-character question.
Okay.
we don't have much direct knowledge of what's going on. So we don't know the exact times or places. We don't have the same time scale as you three in your world. So we have our best estimate, and it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to the same day of the incident. We have no way of knowing exactly when.
Okay. But it would be earlier, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, which is kind of all that matters. Like, as long as it's before the capital thing, that's really all that matters. We get 3 wishes each, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's 9 wishes. That's all. We could do a lot with 9 wishes. I mean, one of them is already spent.
How do we cash in on the wishes?
Yeah, do we do it before we leave? Like, we have to state it, and then you send us back? Because since we can't contact you in the world, we'd have to say it up front, I guess, right?
You will have the ability to cast the 9th level spell, Wish.
Do we just... Okay.
3 times.
Okay.
Anytime we want.
At will, yes.
And these wishes are permanent.
Correct.
If it's something of a permanent nature.
Correct. Though there are a few limits to Wish. It might take more than one to bring down someone of Erevan Lasser's caliber.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that he will be wielding comparable abilities.
We could wish... We could wish to be immortal. Can't kill us.
Correct. That is one possibility.
Can we resurrect people that have died?
Yes.
Okay. It's powerful stuff, guys. We could be unkillable, literally. With mech suits. Just gonna keep pointing that out.
Alternatively, says Paula, if you did opt for the stasis option, we could bestow upon you godlike status. If it were there from the beginning, it wouldn't disrupt the neural network.
So we say godlike.
Become as gods, huh?
And we can kill Scratch.
Yes.
Within reason. Obviously, if things get a little bit too out of balance, again, we would need to wipe the system and try again, or employ Hayato's plan.
Yeah. Are we saying we could become the winner of the Curiosity Cube?
Yes.
But we actually get
Deep
the
cut.
prize?
Deep cut.
Yeah. Well, we actually get the prize, though. So, like, when you say God, I'm thinking of, like, a God-making game. Like, we're not gods in the sense of, like, we can create terrain and mountains and life. It's not, like, that level of God, or is it more like we can influence existing life? Like, people, like, things will grow and create themselves, but we can, like, govern it, I guess?
Yeah. Basically, you would be a step down from...
like, God.
Yes, what level of authority we have, says
Okay.
Jean.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's less work. I guess we don't have to fight anything. We just make things. We can do whatever we want. It's the playground option, I guess.
And we get to kill Scratch. And
I mean,
Nomsooni nudges Barphus.
I mean, I don't think we have to do that with this option, because that's remaking the world from the beginning. Yeah, because that's remaking the world from the beginning. So yeah, everything's a blank slate. So.
Dang it.
You can murder other tabaxi, I guess, but that would be messed up.
That's just racist.
That'd be taking it pretty far.
Genocide much.
Okay. I asked earlier what kind of knowledge you hope to gain from whatever it is that you're doing here.
Yes,
How does what we do in our world affect the outcome of yours?
The experiments we're running, says Jean, are essentially to use the combined power of all of your intellect and knowledge and problem-solving skills and combining it all together into enough of an answer to figure out how to contact our gods or knock on whatever door our creators have left behind.
Wait, you guys have your own gods?
Well,
The gods have gods?
again, we're not sure. We're not sure if they exist or not, but if they don't, we might be able to rip a hole in space-time to reach a different plane of existence, and hopefully that one is not completely plagued by demons.
That's quite a shot in the dark you guys are taking.
Doesn't sound like they have much of a choice.
They look. Jean looks at the monitor that's still displaying the now decaying corpse of this large kaiju.
I like also, I forgot to mention, I like that that's how he chose to show us, like, the most dramatic way. Like, you couldn't just pull out your phone and like, maybe look up a video or something. No, I got...
no telling if they have, phones like that.
I mean, they got mechs. They don't have, like,
no telling if they have phones like that.
I think it stands to reason.
I agree that it stands to reason, but no telling if they do.
They got their cool VR cave. Okay, we got to decide something.
So we would be using this data to answer basically if our lives have any meaning or if the universe is just pure chaos. And if that's the case, then we might try a different sort of experiment of essentially creating worlds within worlds and, I guess, slowing down time until the very end.
Would we remember what happened here in this world?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'd remember all of our past.
Did you guys...
If you wished,
including
yes.
Ottomans.
I mean, you could wish to have your memories erased, I guess, if you want. If it scars you that deeply.
Yeah.
If you want to use up one of your wishes. That's one of your wishes, that's not. Okay.
Glad we clarified.
Yes. Scratch is very protective of his wishes.
I don't know about you, but honestly, becoming a god sounds kind of nice.
I don't know. Look at the ones we got in front of us.
Hey, we'd have the power, though.
So did they.
Yeah, so what?
Our knowledge is different than theirs.
We're way cooler.
So, you guys both of you are leaning towards remake the world and become...
Gods?
Damn it,
Yes.
now I have Nier on my mind. I'm gonna say become as gods because of you.
I've been thinking about Nier too.
Like, yeah, since you said that, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you want us to become as gods? You want us to shoot the credits at the end of this episode? So is that what you two are leaning towards?
Yep.
I think that's my choice. Yeah.
Am I gonna get outvoted again?
Yep.
That's what this is sounding like again. Can't go to Vern. Can't go back.
And just think, Scratch. If you're a god, you can do whatever you like.
You can.
Within reason, of course.
Reason.
Of course. Catman, if you're not satisfied with that option, you're free to go back to your own world.
What? You mean by myself?
Live out your days before the end.
Wait, are you saying like I could go back to the original world alone, or?
If you so wish.
Aw, a goodbye episode.
So wait, I would go back and then
remember you.
The montage of scratch plays. So wait, like I would go back to the old world, and then they would go into the new, but like, wouldn't the new world would that like would that overwrite the old world? It'd be like overwriting a save file.
Yeah.
Till the end of days. Yep.
Oh, screw that. It's like, what's the point of going back then? Like, the only reason I would want to go back would be to save that world. I'm not gonna go if I'm guaranteed to die. So
We're all guaranteed to die.
I mean, not as gods. We could be
in
immortal.
that world. That would eventually come to an end.
We could be immortal.
And we, as far as we know, as long as they don't blow it in this world with their kaiju problem, then yeah, we'll be fine. Or we could stay here and help them fight the kaiju. What if we stayed, help them beat the kaiju, solve that problem, and then go back to our world because nothing would threaten it at
Why
that
are you
point?
so attached to that world?
No, I'm just throwing it out there as another
Oh.
alternative. Because that...
Hayato looks at the three of you. That is a possibility. However, if you wanted to use mechanical suits, he says it with a little bit of contempt in his voice, we would need to, at the very least, put your world in stasis.
So pause the game.
Essentially, yes.
I'm gonna suspend it, put it in rest mode. Okay. All right, good to clarify. But it seems like you guys were doing remake the world and become as
Yes.
gods. That's what it sounds like. All right. For the sake of moving things along, I guess that's what we're doing.
And again,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to all three do the same thing.
Yeah, but again, if I go back, I'm gonna get erased. So, no.
You could also stay in this world if you wanted to help them
We'll just
fight
have
these
like a
giant
side
monsters.
where Scratch is in a mech suit.
Yeah, you could.
And you guys are, I don't know, procreating, whatever you're
as
doing.
gods too. Yeah.
That would be a nice way to see, like, both options play out at the same time.
If you really
So-
wanted to.
Because I'll always...
It wouldn't
I mean,
be
yeah,
really
I would always be
confusing
curious
for
of,
our
like, I
DM
wonder
at
what would
all,
happen
I'm
if we...
sure.
I mean,
it's twice
so
as
what-
much stuff to write.
I think essentially what would happen is that we would pick up with events in the new world, and like I would personally be keeping track of events that happen in the other world, but none of you would, and Marcus would roll up a new character.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't
I
be...
mean, you're all probably gonna roll up new characters after this, so
Okay. Wait, I'm not going to be Scratch in the mech suit?
Aw, it sounds so sad.
I mean, if you all had decided to go into mech suits, maybe that would be the next campaign. But that doesn't look like that's what's going to happen.
Okay. This is the goodbye episode. Okay. Let's do that then. That sounds like a good way to wrap this up in dramatic fashion. Like, you guys go and Scratch stays.
All right. Is Scratch gonna say Scratch saying
Gosh.
this out loud in character yet?
Is this when the sad piano music starts playing, or Scratch goes like, he like thinks like you guys are saying like, oh yeah, like we want to become as gods, and you guys are looking at me like, yeah, come on, Scratch, and the Scratch has like his back turned, and he's like thinking about it, and you guys are like, Scratch, what's wrong? And he just kind of looks up slowly, and he's like, I've been fighting my whole life. I fought dragons, fought beast, fought all manner, man, and it's all I know how to do is to fight. In fact, I don't even know if I know how to create anymore. All I know how to do is destroy. And like the one time I tried to create anything, it was taken away from me. At this point, after failing to kill Falofel, I already failed to save one world. I don't know if I want to do that for this one. So, I think I want to stay, and I'm gonna help the god people solve their kaiju problem.
Nomsooni uncontrollably gasps, but tries to hide it really quickly.
What is uncontrollably gasping? It's like heavy breathing. Like just multiple gasps.
Just once.
Okay.
She's not hyperventilating.
I mean, uncontrollable gasping.
Yeah. She didn't want it to happen. It just happened.
Okay, she had like an asthma attack or...
No. She showed emotion for Scratch. God.
Okay, it's like, you alright? Okay,
Joking.
so she gasps. Emotional gas.
Yes.
Okay, can you do it? Okay. I know. I guess I'm just like, yeah, I know, but this is what I gotta do. You guys go and make a new world that's not the hellhole we left behind.
Nomsooni reaches out to pet Scratch, waiting for his approval.
Your hand's hovering over my head.
Yes.
I guess Scratch leads his head forward.
Like a kitty. Nomsooni pets him slowly.
Scratch purrs a little bit.
Sadly.
I guess.
Oh my god.
That's Barphus. Barphus just stoic about all this.
Just kind of standing there looking contemplative.
It's fair enough. And then I guess Scratch turns to the agents. He's like, if you'll have me, I'd like to kill me some kaiju.
Hayato lets out a big laugh. I do love nobility. Scratch Mangy, we'd be glad to have you. I have to say, I've never seen anyone turn down godhood before. But, fighting to preserve the world that your friends are gonna make, it's a mighty good thing you're doing.
Just promise me you can attach a tail to one of those suits.
Oh, Scratch. You have no idea.
Just a question. What are they gonna do about his
Demonness?
Oh yeah, I forgot about
his status?
So I pet a demon. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Status.
I forgot that was that's one way to put it. I did forget it. I totally forgot that was a thing that was happening. The only problem is, guys, I got this this bracelet thing from my old world. It's supposed to kill me in a few weeks. You guys got anything that could just get rid of this in this world, or what?
Can't you just take it off?
I mean...
You can take it off, by the way. You'll just not be short of hand. But it sounds like they could give you a prosthetic.
I was just going to ask, can I get, a Winter Soldier arm? Can I do that?
I'm not familiar with this Winter Soldier, but we do have some killer prosthetics.
I didn't ask that, but then I get a character. But okay, I guess Scratch thinks about it. He looks at the thing and he just takes it off. I guess he's like, "Oh, I guess I never considered that." He just takes it off, and I guess
suddenly the ghostly mist coming out of your hand and out of your mouth disappears.
Oh, that easy, huh? Hey, Scratch just kind of smiles and just if only all of our problems could be erased so easily.
I mean, they could. He could be a god, but we're well past that now.
But would it be, again, the survival of your world depends on the survival of this one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Scratch throws the bracelet in the same corner that he threw the tofu steak.
Same regard, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and yeah, I want a cool robot arm. So, I guess that's it for me for now. I guess I'm going with you guys. I get a cool suit with a little hole in the pants for my tail.
We'll figure something out.
I guess he Looks at Barphus. Barphus and I haven't said anything to each other yet. It's like, you take care, you big bastard. Make sure you, in whatever world you make, you, maybe write a real pretty song.
It's been a pleasure traveling with you, my furry friend.
Certainly didn't seem like it, but I'm just kidding.
You may be a fool, but you were my fool.
Aww. You gotta cue the sitcom like, aww. So do I get to watch you guys going to back into
No, you definitely have to walk out of the room like sadly and slowly with the dude.
Oh no, I gotta see you guys off.
Fine.
I'm still gonna be in this world. You guys are the one that's really leaving.
Fine. That makes more sense. Just try to give someone a dramatic exit.
Yeah, you guys get the dramatic exit.
All right. Jean says, after having viewed this, the two of you, I suppose we'll be going into stasis then.
I suppose so.
All right, follow me. And they get up and exit the room. Do you follow? Okay.
You guys don't
Looking back at Scratch.
You guys just don't walk towards the door, assuming that.
Outside of the door,
there
are 4 armed guards just standing there. And as you walk out, they close ranks behind you and start walking down the corridor. Jean leads you down, takes a right and then a left, and then walks down a little bit further, and then opens a door that just simply slides open, and there's like a hissing noise. Inside the room, there are what appear to be 2 reclined chairs, very soft and plush. And they walk in after you. Jean turns to Scratch and gestures to the two of you. If there's anything else you would like to say, now would be the time.
I don't think there is much left to say, but good luck out there.
Make sure you give my fellow Tabaxi a real nice place to live.
Of course, Scratch. Of course.
Scratch just kind of nods in approval.
Nomsooni nods back.
All right, this won't hurt. It'll be just like falling into a dream. And with that, Jean turns to a glowing screen of some kind and begins tapping away at a board that makes clicking noises. And suddenly, brilliant, glowing portals of light open up underneath you, and you both fall through into what seems to be just an inky void.
As the portals open up and they begin to like right before they fall, Scratch, having noticed how the people in this world like salute each other, he like does a salute. It's like a slow salute because he's like figuring out trying to remember like how do you do the thing. Like he raises his hand up to his head and he does like a totally stone face salute. But if you look closely, there's a single tear coming out of one of his eyes.
With that, the both of you are in an inky void, and suddenly there is light everywhere around you. And you see that there is a spherical planet below you, and you are falling towards it. What sorts of properties do you want this planet to have?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
First of all, no dragons whatsoever.
Is that your wish?
Dragons are banned.
Let's just
yeah, do these count as wishes?
No, I think this is just your consciousness.
You don't have wishes. You're gods.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you...
Let's do this.
You are the guiding forces of this fledgling universe.
Unicorns everywhere.
You guys are the first civilization.
No, we're gods. We make the first civilization. Is this like a game of Civ?
Pretty much. Pretty
Kind
much.
of, yeah.
If it going far away, it's definitely it is a god game.
There are tons of unicorns. There are no dragons.
Yeah.
And that's it.
all Nomsooni had in her mind was unicorns, and they just immediately
thinking
populated.
Happy Thoughts.
Dragon, the unicorns are starting to turn to cannibalism because time is passing
There's
very
nothing else to
rapidly.
eat.
No. Undo all of this.
Control Z.
Control
An
Z.
asteroid falls towards the planet and wipes it clean
Oh,
of
not
life.
like that.
Wow, this is accelerating at a rapid pace.
Universe is cruel. Apparently we are too.
Like, do you guys have to like think in sync for this to work, or is it because you guys are thinking different things? It's just chaos.
Well, so far it's been chaos, so
Yeah, being a god's not easy.
I don't know. You already destroyed my world, Barphus, with cannibal unicorns.
You can make a new one.
More cannibal unicorns.
You can start from scratch.
What if we made it much akin to our old world, except Shadow and Fell and that lineage never came to be.
Alright.
So just a world without dragons.
Yeah.
Well, those specific jerk dragons.
Oh, but still
Nice
dragons.
dragons only. Unicorn
I mean,
dragons?
Unicorns.
Just unicorns with dragon wings and they breathe fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin to see plants begin to grow and different animals that you recognize from your old world begin cropping up. And soon enough, from all of this vibrant life, you begin to see the first signs of sentient life building, hunting and gathering and building shelters. And then slowly you see the beginnings of settlements and cities and the rise and fall of kingdoms. You see that there are cannibalistic unicorns running amok, and there are also
I wag my finger. You stop that.
occasionally you can see a horned dragon coming out of the mountains to wreak some sort of righteous vengeance against the populace. That's all you're seeing.
I also wag my finger. You stop that.
I just give a shrug.
Anything you want to add or subtract?
More hot babes.
Okay, the ratio
You can't touch them.
the
Not
ratio.
yet.
It's just eye candy.
I
For
mean,
you.
can't she?
That's
Are you
really
guys-
creepy, but
Are you? I mean, are you guys the kind of gods like in
Zeus.
like in Greek mythology? Can you like walk among the people if you want to? Can you take like a human form and
You
kind
could.
of and hang around if you
could.
want to?
The ratio of hot babes is now about like 60-40.
Make them dominate men.
Okay, it's a matriarchal societies.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Matriarchy.
I was gonna ask like, are the hot women? Is it like a 60-40 among women, or is it just like
No.
all women are
Ba-
hot babes,
babes-
but they outrank?
I mean, babes is not a gendered term. Like, you can have hot babes that are dudes and non-binary and
Okay.
also
So
ladies.
okay, I assumed it was ladies, but is it just hot people in general? Like, is the world just Baywatch?
I mean,
Everyone's just ripped and has nice boobs and walking around half naked,
hell yeah.
perfectly tanned. Okay, I mean, if you want to, you got Supermodel Planet basically. Then
Okay.
Babe is not defined by patriarchal terms. We have a matriarchal society here, so babes come in all forms, shape, and size.
Yeah.
Big horny energy, huh?
animals are sexy.
Unicorn dragon.
Unicorn has a 6-pack.
Babe energy.
What other changes?
Did you guys remake the world to the timeline that it was before we left, but it's just different, or is it like in its own like time period?
Well, we started out with
it's
that.
his own
that
thing.
that
Oh, like you
frame,
started
but
there.
We've kind of messed it up beyond having it form into that world. So
Yeah. I was just wondering if
remember when the asteroid hit it?
Was that the first one? I was wondering, like, did Chuck and everyone else that we met, have they did you just make them exist again, or?
It's up to us. We could just throw Chuck in there randomly.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, did you just remake everybody, or no?
I mean, let's also be fair. You're not omniscient. You don't know everything about who Chuck was in your old world.
So you can't, like, remake him, like, perfectly.
You could make someone like Chuck.
Punching bag.
Chuck 2. Again, we didn't know anyone well enough to recreate them.
I mean, it's up to you, Barphus, if you want to make a Chuck 2.
Okay. Barphus, do you have any changes you would like to make?
I would want the Dragonguard to be better trained.
But there aren't dragons
Good
except
job.
for the good ones.
That is true.
Well, we're just gonna have to call it something different.
What if you just have them be dragon tamers?
Those will be better trained.
What if they just tame? What if they just tame dragons?
I think I saw that in a movie once.
It was called How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, well, just have them do that. They're like, oh, we don't have a reason to hunt them anymore. We can use them as like partners for things.
Maybe.
Dragon detectives, huh?
Like traffic. Like eventually, traffic evolves where everyone has a dragon and everyone's just flying around on dragons everywhere.
Well, what do the gods think?
Reset.
Just erase the whole. Start again.
Yeah, this sucks. Let's try.
I like how that's the only way you erase it is an asteroid. Like no other way. Like you could do a flood.
I mean, we could do a plague, right?
You could do
Famine.
a flood like
Sure.
Noah. Oh, a plague! Oh my god!
No, let's asteroid it. That's a lot less painful.
Yeah, I was like, a plague is the worst possible way. That's slow.
Is it because a huge asteroid like crashes into the planet and then blocks out the sun, and then everyone like suffocates or dies from starvation or like lung contamination?
Instant strokes for everyone.
Like it just knocks the planet out of orbit, and then the planet gets destroyed, but then the asteroid becomes the new planet.
the dust of the old planet just settles on the new planet.
Oh my god!
I mean, you guys could do that, I guess, if you want to. Or you guys could just literally probably just make it blink out of existence, like no grandiose natural event. Just like just poof.
Yeah, it probably could do that.
It just never existed. So are you guys erasing the nice world that you made?
Make it explode. It's gone.
You guys are crazy guys. I can see how this is gonna go. You guys just gonna make. Are you guys any better than the agents? You guys make worlds,
but we're
and then
aware of it.
You guys are on the third
We don't
cycle
have
already.
Big old egos about it.
You guys are already on cycle number 3. Who's the real monsters?
Well, it was Barphus's.
The first one doesn't count.
Barphus's fault.
That's a mulligan.
we were still figuring out the controls. Scratch Mangy proved to be the ultimate hero.
Yeah.
His was a redemption story. This is basically Red Dead Redemption 3 for Scratch Mangy. when it really comes down, we really want to get down to brass tacks. That's what this one. He is the new Arthur Morgan. You guys,
I'm picturing him in cowboy gear. It's great. Riding on a horsey.
Yeah. A cat on a horse.
It's better than having a little kitten on your shoulder.
Oh man, I'm gonna we'll probably never see this, but I'm gonna ask them to make me a little robot kitten. That'll be like new Sniff 2. It's gonna sit. It's gonna sit in the passenger seat of the mech. The mech that's gonna look like a cat too. It's gonna be like a cool battle cat.
Like a Voltron.
Yeah, exactly. Like a kitty Voltron, just like laser claws. Like the tail has like a cannon that shoots out of it. It's got all this cool shit.
It's like a combination of Cringer and I don't know, another Cringer.
Cringer in stereo.
Yeah,
be pretty cool. And then it'll be, God, that should be a comic. I want to see that. The Scratch versus Kaiju. So is that the official end of our campaign as we know it?
I think it is. I mean, you have two of you going on to become gods of a world, and you also have Scratch Mangy going off to be in his Gundam spin-off.
Nice.
Oh,
Kitty
I have a
Gundam.
question.
Yeah?
I have a question. Do we have knowledge of like the virtual reality that we exist in? Is that like implanted in us?
What do you mean?
Like
Our new
like,
characters, will they
yeah,
understand their
no,
existence?
not our new characters, our current characters, like our
Oh.
godlike characters.
Oh.
They have the knowledge that of like the workings of this virtual world.
I mean, you're essentially using what to you would seem like high-level magic that's above like
Gotcha.
ninth
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, because Jack said we would remember everything that happened if we went
Yeah.
back to the old world.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you have retained all of that knowledge. You know what's really going on. But the question is, do you share that knowledge? Do you tell your new populace that, hey, this is how things are going on, or no?
Like this,
No.
this reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where Rick has like a battery, but it's the civilization inside of it.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty close. Except instead of a battery, you can think of it as like a radio transmitter to God.
Yeah.
Can we do like a fast forward, after the end of this episode, like a where are they now? And they do like this, like the catch up with the character, like Scratch Mangy went on to become this, and Nomsooni and Barphus formed a brand new world where this, and this happened.
Maybe.
And
yeah.
they continue to make worlds and then immediately send an asteroid into it.
Over and over.
Because they can't make up their goddamn minds. We did it, guys!
Yay!
Yay! What a great one shot.
Hey everybody, it is your DM Jack coming in for, I guess, what is the last time on Dragonguard. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us on this long adventure, this crazy experiment, and it's just so cool that we originally intended for this to literally be like, I guess, a one session, a one shot campaign where, maybe it would roll out over the course of like 3 or 4 episodes. And it just kind of spiraled into this whole entire adventure that we didn't really plan on. And maybe I should have planned on that as the DM, but that's on me. And it was just so much fun. And so I hope that you all liked how this ended. And we are planning to launch another role-playing podcast that will kind of fill this same niche, but that has to come together a little bit more. From the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure if everyone else was here, they would say the same. Thank you so much for listening. It has meant a lot to us seeing people react online and reach out to us and tell us how much they are just having a good time listening to us play this game. And so, yeah, it's been great that this one shot has turned not into just 4 episodes, but over 20 episodes that have released over the last year. We started on Tabletop Appreciation Weekend in 2018, and we are concluding on Tabletop Appreciation 2019. So just thank you, and especially if you're participating as part of Extra Life's Tabletop Appreciation, thank you so much for helping kids all across the United States and Canada. And even if you miss Tabletop Appreciation Weekend, you can still play tabletop games or video games or really any kind of game to support Extra Life for the rest of the year, really. So if you want to learn how you can do that, you can head over to extra-life.org, and you'll find a bunch of really awesome resources there, and you can also sign up. And when you sign up, you actually get to choose which Children's Miracle Network hospital you want to support, and 100% of everything you raise goes directly to that hospital to help sick and injured kids. It's a really great charity. Please check it out. And you can find this podcast over on community.extra-life.org. If you're listening and stumbled across us from a different source, please go check that out. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Libsyn, really any podcasting place. We're even on Spotify now. So, again, if you chose to spend your time listening to us, that I frankly find that incredible, and I really hope that we respected your time and you had a really good experience with us for the past 24 hours. I think there are 24 hours worth of this podcast. So just thank you so much for sticking with us. It's meant a lot to me personally, and I hope it meant something to you, even if it was just a good time. And with that said, if we do continue this, it will be in a new campaign called The Gilded Cage. And I am also DMing. We have a new face in the group for that. Again, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take to get it all together, but hopefully you will like it just as much as Dragonguard. And yeah, I don't want to say too much more and spoil it for listeners. So just continue supporting us, please. If you enjoyed this stuff, head over to patreon.com/bestgamesperiod. And you can let us know that you really enjoyed the show and toss us $1 every month. And you can actually, if you do that, you can actually listen to the episodes or the entire sessions that we have recorded thus far of The Gilded Cage. So do that if you're curious. With that being said, again, thank you so much. You're all amazing. And we will see you next time on the Flippity Dippity.